Hello, Stings. This will be part 2 of our fall semester review, and we will be looking at problems 5 through 8. So the first one is problem number 5, which is the 0 of r of x equals 8/3 x minus 16. When we are looking at the 0, this has different names. We could call it the x-intercept, or we could also call it when y equals 0. So when does r of x equal 0? Which basically means 0 equals 8/3 x minus 16. So the easiest way to do this one is going to be in the calculator. So I'm going to go to y equals. I'm going to enter in 8/3 x minus 16. Then I'm going to look at the table. And what I'm looking for is the x-intercept, or where this y value is going to be 0. So we have some options here. Negative 16, negative 6. Let's go on up to negative 6. Is my y value 0? No, it is not. Let's go down to positive 6. And there's a y value of 0. So my 0, which is my x-intercept, is 6. So that means that if I substitute 6 in for x, this is going to become 0. Okay, for problem number 6, I'm going to do this one twice. The first time we're going to use that table, the extended table, to get our equation so that we can then find our another point. So it says the slope of the line passing through negative 2, 5 is negative 3/4. So the slope of the line passing through this point is negative 3/4. Which ordered pair represents a point on this line? So we are going to use the table first and substitute in our x and our y, and then use our slope and our x value and set that equal to 5. So we will go to our calculator and let it help us out here. So I'm going to do negative 3/4 times negative 2, and that is going to give me 3/2. So what I have here is 3/2 plus b equals 5. So now I need to subtract 3/2 from both sides. So I'm going to say 5 minus 3/2. That gives me a b value of 7/2. So b is, or our y-intercept, is going to be 7/2. So that means we have y equals our slope of negative 3/4 plus 7/2. So now we just go to y equals, clear that out. We're going to put our new equation in there of negative 3/4 x plus 7/2. Now I want to look at the table of values and find one of these points in that table of values. So here I need to look at 6. 6, negative 1 is in that table. And here I'll show you where 2 does not give us an 8. Whoops. 1 does not give us a 1. And negative 5 also does not give us a 1. So our answer on this one is A. Now if you didn't like doing that because you didn't like all those fractions, the other thing you could do is use some of the graph paper that they give you and draw yourself a set of axes. So here we have x and y. And we're going to plot this first point, negative 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make that really big. That's our initial point. And we're looking for another point that will give us negative 3/4 as the slope. So we can just take and first off just graph each of these Here's point A. If I connected those, that would give me a negative slope, so that's a possibility. Over 2, up 8, there's 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this is point B. If I connect these 2 points, they're going to give me a positive slope, so B would not work. Negative 5, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, positive 1. Also, if I connected these 2 points, so that one won't work, that would give me a positive slope, so C also does not work. And then over 1, up 1. So D would also be a possibility. So at this point, it would just be a matter of counting. Negative 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not D. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's point A, so it is not point D. It is indeed point A. So you have 2 different options for problem number 6. You can work it out with the numbers using our extended table to figure out what the y-intercept is, and then use the calculator and look for the answer choice in your table. Or you could make your own set of axes, graph the point that they give you, use the slope to get to one of these other 2 points. Problem number 7 says which inequality is equivalent to this one. So basically what we need to do is solve for y, since these are all solved for y. Notice I have y on both sides, so one of those has to go. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 2y from both sides and then put my result out here. So this is going to be negative 3x is greater than 3y plus 9. Now I need to get rid of this 9, so I say subtract 9 from both sides. So I have negative 3x minus 9 is greater than 3y. Now my y is on the wrong side and it has a number in front of it, so I'm going to go ahead and get the y by itself, and then I'm going to have to turn things around. So here we divide everything by positive 3, so I get negative x minus 3 is greater than y. Well, if this is bigger than y, that means y is smaller than that negative x minus 3. So that gives me D as my answer choice. If we had chosen to get rid of the 5y, then we would have ended up with a negative in front of the y over here, which means we would have divided both sides by a negative number, meaning we would have had to have flipped the inequality. Either way, something was going to have to flip. Our final example, our final problem for this video is going to be solving for t in problem number 8. So first off, we're going to need to distribute this 7. So we get 7t plus 14 plus 4t equals 2t minus 4. Now we have like terms over here. We need to combine those because we need to simplify before we start a solving process. So now both sides are simplified, but t is on both sides. So I'm going to get rid of the smaller t. So subtract 2t from both sides, so I get 9t plus 14 equals negative 4. Then I need to subtract 14 from both sides. So I get 9t equals negative 18. At this point, we get rid of the 9 by division. And t is going to equal negative 2, which is answer choice D. So here we have problems 5, 6, and we had 2 ways of doing problem number 6, one with the table, the other with the graph, and then 7 and 8. So this has been part 2 of your fall semester review.